Preordain has fixed everything. Underworld Breach combo is now ultra consistent in Modern. I can't wait to show you. This is not what we're playing today. I repeat, this is not what we're playing today. This is the core of the Gruul Breach deck that we played 8 months ago that was honestly fairly good, but it had some inconsistency issues. When you didn't need a land with Abundant Harvest, it wasn't very good. It was a spell to keep the combo chain going, but ultimately kind of a not great card. But it did allow you to play low land counts. Galvanic Relay was never a consistent enough backup engine in this deck because the mana just isn't good enough in Modern. Paying 2 mana to get 1 mana with a Desperate Ritual or Pyretic Ritual was never efficient enough to make up for the delay of Galvanic Relay. So this deck was ultimately shelved, but it was fine. I enjoyed playing it. And today it's back, but we're turning it into Izzet. Let me show you. So this is what we'll be playing today, all thanks to Preordain. I believe that this card is the glue to make this deck work. We also have Consider. We're actually playing one less land even without Abundant Harvest. So we're playing 14 lands, and that's because of these cards and their ability to find a land as well as combo pieces we need. They help find Underworld Breach, which is something that Abundant Harvest never did. So we're playing these consistency cards today that help fuel Underworld Breach, and that's really the reason why. We also have main deck Pact of Negation. Why is this good? Well, it protects our Underworld Breach against Force of Negation, Endurance, you name it. Pact of Negation covers it. Outside of like Beseiju, I guess, but Pact of Negation is really what we want. And you might be thinking, well, I don't really need to protect my Underworld Breach. Well, in those 8 months, Leyline Binding has become a card, and it's fairly popular. On top of that, we're a Dragon's Rage Channeler deck, and this is the main way that we fuel our Underworld Breach. And since then, Orcish Bowmasters has come to power in Modern as well. So Pact of Negation is good in almost every single matchup, at least in Game 1. You can always adjust after that. With Rakdos Scam being the most popular deck in the format, 4 of Lightning Bolt is almost a requirement. So we're playing that today as well, and let me tell you, this deck is fast, it's consistent, and I'm going to show you. So without any further ado, we're going to head on into match number 1. I will see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We're on the play with Izzet Turbo Breach. I am so excited for this league. Double Grape Shot. This hand, not great. We'll take a mulligan. And this is so much better. Keep this. Bottom the Grape Shot. And with this hand, we're really just looking to draw into a Underworld Breach. We'll play a turn 1 Channeler, which could be a little bit risky because it is a combo piece for us. That said, we're pretty far away from being able to win, and it will help us find an Underworld Breach later. Turn 1 Flooded Strand. Okay. We'll take a draw, another Bolt. Play Steam Vents. Not really sure what they're playing. We could Bolt now, but I think I'm going to hold them. Even if we were somehow to hit Delirium, I don't think just throwing them at the opponent's face is the right move without seeing what they're up to. They fetch. They grab a Hallowed Fountain. Spectral Sailor. Well, now I'm rewarded. Get bolted. Put that land straight to the graveyard. Okay, I'm going to hold this Lightning Bolt against Spirits. I think that's usually a good choice, and we'll pass. Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay. And another Wanderer. I'm going to Bolt. We still get the Surveil even if our spell fizzles, and there's an Underworld Breach. I love that for us. So now we're like 1 land away from really doing something. I guess the Mausoleum Wanderer as well. That's kind of an issue. But I have to pass here. I don't want to attack into the Mausoleum Wanderer. That could be bad for us. They play land 3, Aether Vial. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Ouch. Draw for turn. Steam Vents. And I'm not going to attack. So they could have a Rattle Chains or something else here, and I don't want to potentially lose my creature over that. Aether Vial will go up to 1. Ouch. 16. Draw for turn. Manamorphose? Okay, that's not a bad one. So we could go for it here, but if they have a creature they can vial in, I could be punished. This might be our best turn, though. Let's Desperate Ritual. Surveil triggers, put Preordain to the graveyard. Desperate Ritual. Manamorphose. Bobble can go to the graveyard. Red. We hit a land. That was actually very good. Because it currently allows us to play through the Wanderer. Let's play Underworld Breach. That land goes straight to the graveyard. They currently aren't doing anything. I'm going to Manamorphose here. Bin the Ritual. Manamorphose. I'm going to Pact the Rattle Chains. If they have a Force of Negation, I could really be punished here. Or even a creature to vial in. I decided that this was my window because next turn I wouldn't be able to pack the Rattle Chains off of the vial. They're using the Wanderer. I will pay 1. I'm dead to another Wanderer off of the Aether Vial. Manamorphose. Red, blue. Consider. Okay. Let's cast Pyretic Ritual. Escape Scalding Tarn, Lightning Bolt. And Preordain. Firm is 7. We'll Mill Strike it rich. Pyretic Ritual. And now we'll Manamorphose. Looking for Grapeshot at this point. Maybe I want to leave a Lightning Bolt. I don't need that many rituals in the graveyard. Do I keep Channeler? That's an interesting thought here. So I could draw it, escape Ritual, or escape Manamorphose. But I think that actually puts me pretty close to dead. Firm is 8. So if I keep the Channeler, I'd have 4 cards in graveyard. I can cast 1 spell with 2 mana floating. I can Manamorphose, mill 2, draw a card. And I think I fizzle if I do. So we're going to mill the Channeler. Blue, red. Land was kind of stinky there. Consider. Mill the Bobble. Consider. Mill Lightning Bolt. Grapeshot. Okay, I think that does it. Okay, we will cast Rituals from 10. Mill an Underworld Breach. Another Ritual. Escape Channeler, Manamorphose, Lightning Bolt. Mill the Pyretic Ritual. Cast Grapeshot targeting them. Love it. I was rewarded for my decision to mill the Channeler. And if you look at this game, we beat double Mausoleum Wanderer. I mean, that's not nothing. My good friend Andre Segara, you might know him better as Rearranged AX or the Spirit Squad. Also a fellow YouTuber from my area, would be very upset to see me beating Spirits in game 1 here. So let's make Andre furious and win a post-board game as well. And another Grapeshot. So yeah, that's game 1. Post-board. I think we're already kind of pre-boarded. I mean, let's bring in the other Pact of Negation. Maybe board out a Strike It Rich. I'll bring in 1 Echoing Truth for safety, but I'm not even sure if that's a card we're interested in here. But in the past, I've run into some people that run like Rest in Peace or a Damping Sphere in their Spirits deck that has Force of Negation and a ton of interaction, because people hate losing the combo. And I get it. I really do, but it doesn't make sense to me. This hand is great. We will keep. No mulligans this game. Turn 1 a Ganjo into Aether Vial. Yup. We draw a Scalding Tarn. I'm sorry, we draw a Manamorphose. I played the Scalding Tarn. And I'm just going to Preordain. I'll grab Island. Maybe in this matchup I don't want to deal myself as much damage. Grapeshot and Breach. Well, I want the Breach. I don't think I need Grapeshot at this point in the game. We'll play Bobble. And look at their top card. Arch of Otherworldly Light. There we go. So they have instant speed interaction for our Breach. Not a fan of that. They play a tap land. We draw another fetch. We'll just pass. They did not put a Mausoleum Wanderer into play. I mean, I guess that's a good sign. And it looks like they're going to pass here with 6 cards in hand, one of which is that March of Otherworldly Light. Not going to Manamorphose. I think we're just going to sit tight for now. Draw for turn. Another land. We're actually kind of flooding here in our 14 land deck. Okay, pass. End step, they activate the Aether Vial. Unsettled Mariner. We can beat that card. We have Lightning Bolts and tons of other things. They play another Vial. So this could be Spell Queller. They attack. We go to 16. On their end step, let's cycle a Manamorphose. We'll add red, blue. Another land. Wow. Okay. That's kind of brutal. That's every non-fetchable land in the deck. Them the breaks. So, I mean, we're still in this game. Let's not get too upset. Pact is okay here, but if they're holding up Spell Queller, this pact doesn't do anything. We'll play Steam Vents past the turn. They activate the Vial. They put in a Drogskull Captain. So their Vials tick up. Well, they leave one of them on 3. So if they have another Drogskull, winning this game actually becomes pretty difficult. We'll take 5 down to 11. I mean, if I want to for game 3, I could board in the Thassa's Oracle and I wouldn't have to worry about targeting them with the Unsettled Mariner. It's an option. Consider. I will keep Consider and then cast it. We'll keep the Channeler. Okay, so I'm not sure what our opponent has, but this is our window. I think I'm going to go for it on our turn. Another land. Ay. Channeler. Attempt a Pyretic Ritual. We will mill the Pyretic Ritual. Does this resolve? It does. Manamorphose. We will Surveil away the Strike It Rich. Blue-red. Preordain. Let's cast that. Surveil away the Mishra's Bauble. I think the Grape Shot here is like kind of a trap. Put Grape Shot on the bottom. Do I want another Ritual? Would help me play around a Mausoleum Wanderer off of the Aether Vial. So I guess we'll keep it. Another Surveil trigger. Not feeling super confident here. Underworld Breach. Term is 6. Surveil the Grape Shot. And here we're going to get wrecked by a Spell Queller. Ooh, it's another Captain. Okay. Can I beat this? If I would have boarded in the Oracle, we could have beaten this. But I wasn't thinking about Unsettled Mariner. So, in order to win, I have to make 20 red mana? Is that even possible? More than 20, actually. Okay, let's see what we can do. Storm is 7. They play March, I'll pact it. This just might be a losing effort. If I need to make 20 red mana, do I want another Channeler? It allows me to surveil my whole deck. So I guess we'll put that one on top. Okay. Manamorphose. I don't know if this is actually possible. Put the Channeler on top. Red. Play the Channeler. Pyretic Ritual. I guess I should leave the pact. It's like kind of free. I think we're supposed to surveil everything. Cast the Ritual again. I need to find a third Channeler, I think, in order to make these rituals a break even. So you might be thinking Echoing Truth works here. It actually doesn't, because both of the Drogskull Captains have hexproof. We'll Pyretic Ritual again. So I put the Thassa's Oracle in the sideboard for ring decks. I initially had it in the main deck, and then I played some practice matches, and it was not good a majority of the time. Obviously, in this game, it would be relevant. So this brings us up to 5. Technically 6, but I need like 22 mana in order to win. Okay, Storm 14. 15, my bad. Pyretic Ritual again. Another Breach. Another Ritual. So that's 7 mana with 22 cards left. Right now, it looks like we're going to be short. Let's Manamorphose. I don't think we need the Pact anymore. Surveil away the Pact. Keep the Channeler. Play Channeler. So now every escape is a break even. But, so if we look at this, we have 20 cards left in our deck. So that's 6 escapes. So I can get to like 15-ish mana, which isn't good enough. So I think what I'm supposed to do is just like try to put 4 channelers into play and then like get bolts in my hand. I don't know. Like there's still lightning bolt in my deck and I don't think we've seen any yet. We'll do blue red. There's 1 bolt. I have to pay for a Pact of Negation in my upkeep. Okay. 13 cards left in deck. Blue blue. Manamorphose. Guess we can escape a ritual here. Get rid of Pact. Bobble. Bolt will keep. Oh, I wonder if I had a bolt win. Probably not. Each bolt costs 2. Let's play Desperate Ritual. Surveil this. 9 minutes left on clock. So each bolt costs 2. I could have won if I had thought of this instead of Manamorphosing earlier in the chain. So there's 6 cards left in deck. That would put me at 14 cards in graveyard. Don't think this is doable. Alright, we're going to go for it, because I don't think I'm going to win this game by attacking. Okay, 9 minutes left. We'll keep Bolt on top. Red, red. Bolt them. Also, if I had a Veil of Summer in my deck, it could have worked. They go to 17. We'll pay again. Yeah, I think I probably just messed this up. I might have been able to win this game with Lightning Bolts if I had thought of it. Okay, so now I can't go any further this turn. They're at 11. I guess I could go further. I'm not going to use the cards in my graveyard. Probably going to time out. Okay. Target them with a bolt. We'll pay the 1. Leave the lightning bolt on top. So now they're at 8. We'll pass the turn. Breach dies. Yeah, I probably should have conceded instead of wasting my clock here. Damping Sphere. So they did have one of those cards that I mentioned. They're going to swing out. They're at 8. I'll block 1. So if I don't block, I'm dead to like a Lord that they could put in. Now we have to pay for the Pact. I also can't cast the Lightning Bolt. Okay, so we're able to win this if the Bolt resolves and I surveil into something good. So let's go to attacks. Swing. Do you have a blocker? Bolt you. Oh, I forgot about the Unsettled Mariner trigger. Ah, damn. So this is not going to be lethal. We're dead. Ah. Alright, 6 minutes. Can I do it? We'll just go to game 3. Maybe I should have conceded sooner. I mean, I definitely should have. Damping Sphere. We'll take out all of the Strike It Riches. Alright, 6 minutes. Nervous. Game 3, we're on the play. Keep. Polluted Delta, we'll fetch. Steam Vents, yes. Play the Channeler. Pass the turn. Seachrome Coast. We draw Breach. Ouch. Tried to attack for 1. They could flash in a creature, but we do have Lightning Bolt. Cavern of Souls. They name Spirit. They have the Damping Sphere. We'll consider. Surveil triggers. Mill the land. Consider. Mill consider. Another Breach. Another Bolt. Okay, I think we might be on the Channeler beatdown plan here. Surveil away a Bobble. We'll have blue-red. Can't cast that Manamorphose. So we'll attack for 1. Swing, swing. Land number 3. Unsettled Mariner. Preordain. This will give us Delirium. Surveil away that Preordain. Bottom the Oracle. We don't need that. We'll keep the land. Attack them for 3 in the air. They swing for 2. We go to 13. We'll fetch. Grab a Steam Vents. Go to attacks. They're at 12. We'll just pass the turn. I'm going to attempt to bolt the Mariner here. We'll keep the other bolt on top. 4 minutes on clock. I feel like we're doing fine on time. Supreme Phantom. Okay. We'll bolt the Phantom. Keeping bolt on top. We go to 10. Let's attack them. I mean, obviously, we can only attack them. They go to 9. I'm going to Manamorphose here. Come on, give me another Channeler. Bottom that. Spell Pierce. This is countered. We'll pass. 3 minutes on clock. Okay. They're flashing in a Drogskull Captain. We'll bolt that. Still 3 minutes. Mill a Consider. They're at 9. Play a Bobble. Keep the Grape Shot. I'm very nervous right now. This is a close game. They're drawing a land. Get in there. So they have land 4. They play it untapped. They decide to attack him at 6. Swing. They're at 3. I'll attempt a Grape Shot on the Rattle Chains. We don't need Oracle. That can go on the bottom. So if they have a Spell Queller, they can Queller this and attack me to 2. Another Rattle Chains. Okay. Pass the turn. I'm dead to a Spirit Lord here. They leave 1 back. Okay, so they have 4 cards in hand. We'll fetch. Grab a Steam Vents. Go to combat. They have to block. There's 1 Lightning Bolt in my deck. So Preordain probably isn't going to find it. I am dead to Spell Queller. Play Breach. Mill the Pyretic Ritual. They have to have a counterspell here. Target you with Bolt. Cost 1 more. I mean, they're not conceding, so I think that they have the answer. Mill the Consider. And it's Spell Queller. Okay, I'm dead. Yep, that'll do. Wow, what a close match. If I had taken these turns in the opposite order, like if I would have played Breach last turn, and then this turn tried the Grape Shot, that might have been able to do it. I'm unsure, but wow, what a close match. Almost beating the Damping Sphere in Game 3 at 6 minutes. Unfortunately, we lost. Andre got his way, and we'll head over to match number 2, but no shame in losing a match like this. I mean, our deck put up a lot of fight here. All right, see you in the next one. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. For round number 2, we're on the draw, and our hand is quite good. I will keep City of Are we facing Dredge? We are. Okay. I know a thing or two about milling my own deck. They did not hit a Dredger. We'll fetch. Grab the mountain, save a little bit of damage here. Play a Bobble. Surveilled will trigger. Mill over a Pyretic Ritual. We don't need that. And we'll Bobble them, see what they kept. They kept land number 2. Okay. Manamorphose is a reasonable draw for us. If we can find an Underworld Breach, we're sort of set up for a turn 3 here. They make 2 mana, City of Brass deals them 1, and they flash back Otherworldly Gaze. Stinkweed Imp and Dark Blast. In our upkeep, I'm going to bolt them. We don't need this land, so I'm glad I did it in the upkeep. Draw for turn. Grape Shot. Alright, let's thin out a land. Pulling Steam Vents out of the deck. Preordain will give us Delirium, I believe. Surveil away the Bobble. Scry 2. We have not found Underworld Breach, unfortunately. 25% of the way through our deck. Hiya, swing. They will fall to 9. That said, I might not need Breach this game. Next turn they go to 6, and we have a lot of damage in hand. They take 1, going down to 8. I imagine that this is Thrilling Discovery, so now they go up to 10. So I'll be able to attack them for 3, that will put them to 7. And then 1, 2, 3, plus 4 is 7. This is lethal. And they have not hit any blockers or gained life. And there's the card that gains life, the Creeping Chill. So I no longer have lethal. Underworld Breach is lethal, though, that's for sure. Get in there. They'll go to 10. I mean, that might have seemed like a lucky draw, and I don't think I disagree with you. However, I've already seen 25% of my deck. Mathematically, you should probably see a breach in the top quarter of your deck. In that. We'll make red. I'm like, why can't I cast cards out of my graveyard? I have not played the Underworld Breach yet. That's funny. Alright. Ritual. We'll do the escaping. Then a lightning bolt. Escape another ritual here. That is Storm 5. We'll mill a Scalding Tarn. Show them Grape Shot. Pew pew. Okay. Targeting them. Who's the better mill deck? You tell me. Target them. And we can even kill their ghoul this time. Send that ghoul back to the grave where it belongs. Okay. That's how we do. Turn 3, no big deal. Facing Dredge. Well, we probably don't need Pact and Negation against Dredge, so let's take that out. Echoing Truth seems fine. In the past, I've experienced Dredge having Thoughtseize, but I'm not sure if one discard spell is enough for me to bring in the Leyline. You could also bring in Aria of Flames or Blood Moons. I think Aria is actually decent because it allows you to play through an opposing Leyline of the Void if they happen to have one. 3 Echoing Truth might also be a lot, so let's board down to 2. Maybe board out a couple copies of Strike It Rich. Alright, I studied some Dredge lists. Looks like a lot of them have Leyline of Sanctity, so we'll bring in Echoing Truth and Thassa's Oracle, and I'm actually going to just board down on the Arias. So that will be our game plan. We keep our 7, they open up on a Leyline of Sanctity. No worries. We draw Manamorphose. I mean, our hand is looking pretty good. At this point, we just want to find a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Cast the Preordain looking for one. Bolt and Bobble. Bobble's just a free card to fill our graveyard here, so I'm down for keeping that. We will have to target ourselves with a Leyline in play. They fetch. I have to imagine... Oh, it's not Otherworldly Gaze. Okay, we'll target ourselves. Drawing a Ritual. So yeah, we're ready to win the second we find a Dragon's Rage Channeler. They have a Mana Confluence into Thrilling Discovery. Discard Stinkweed Imp and a Prized Amalgam, so now they can dredge 5. Okay, so nothing too good entered the graveyard. We find a Strike It Rich. Not an ideal draw. Let's play it and pass the turn. They, in their upkeep, flash back an Otherworldly Gaze. They discard a land and a Leyline. And then they dredge for turn and mill over a Narcomoeba, which triggers the Prized Amalgam. We'll draw. We found our Channeler. It's go time. Okay. Here's a little dragon, short and spout. Technically, it's not even a dragon. It's a human shaman. I don't know. Ignore me. Prevail away the breach. Ritual. I would love another Channeler, so we're going to keep that. Actually, I probably should have surveilled that. Oh well. We'll be fine. I think it actually would have been more efficient to surveil it. I might be wrong. Play the Channeler. Desperate Ritual. Well, Dredge deck. Well, there's the Echoing Truth, so I could win the old-fashioned way, or I could win with Thassa's Oracle and show them who the real Graveyard Mill deck is here. And why not show your authority? I mean, that's what I believe. Manamorphose. Surveil away some lands. Blue-red. We draw a land, we'll flashback Manamorphose again. Right now, we're not quite infinite. You need 3 Channelers for every spell to be absolutely free. So you're better off casting Manamorphose than you are a Ritual. We'll keep that one on top. Red. Manamorphose. We'll bin a Consider. And the Ritual. Blue-red. We draw a Bolt. That doesn't really help us here. I mean, it adds a card to the graveyard, but we don't care about that. 32 cards left in our deck at this point. Manamorphose. Red, blue. We found a Channeler. Sweet. Ritual. Now we'll mill 2. Play the Channeler. Manamorphose. And now we should be able to win easily. Rich, Bobble, Breach. Mill the Grape Shot. I mean, I could win with the Grape Shot too. Let's keep the Echoing Truth. Blue-red. Cast a Ritual. Surveil, Surveil, Surveil. Let's use another Ritual. Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Pyretic Ritual. Those will be our escapes. I don't think I need 4 channelers. Okay, so now we're down to 18 cards left in our deck. We will now Manamorphose to make blue-blue. Get rid of some Considers here. Mill and Echoing Truth. Breach. And Steam Vents. Blue-blue. Play a Bobble. Goodbye, Grape Shot. Alright, we have 11 cards left. Why not? Let's bring back the 4th channeler. We're having fun. Storm is 19. Manamorphose. Mill the Bolt. Mill Bobble. Mill the Aria Flame. Mill the Bolt. 7 cards left in our deck. We'll make blue-red. Another Manamorphose. Let's cast the Desperate Ritual. Surveil away the Striker Rich. Desperate Ritual. Keep the Oracle on top. I don't want them to see that. Manamorphose. Make blue-blue. Alright, we have 3 cards left in our deck. I will Echoing Truth the Leyline. We'll mill a Manamorphose, Consider, and the Pyretic Ritual. I have no deck. And now we will play a Thassa's Oracle. So if we don't happen to do it against the One Ring in this video, I just wanted to show you that you can win with Oracle. It's not impossible. It is more work. You have to do more work in order to do it, but it does give you that backdoor. If I had thought of Unsettled Mariner, we could have done this in the first match, but that wasn't a card that was on my radar, unfortunately. So we're now 1-1, 3 matches left to go. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and Mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw, and I will keep. This hand is amazing. Not sure what we're facing, but we'll find out. Tron, okay. Lightning Bolt, not very good in the Tron matchup. We'll play Steam Vents. Ouch. Channeler. Play a Bobble. Triggers. I think I want the other channeler. Look at their top card. Warping Whale, that's not cool. So they can kill my channeler now. Sylvan's Crying. They don't want to kill my channeler. They pick up an Urza's Tower. Play the channeler. And now let's play Striker Rich. I want the Breach. Alright, we'll attack for 1. It's a little awkward with them having Warping Whale, because I was planning on turning these creatures delirious, but the Breach is just so good, I don't think we can afford to mill that. They have an Ancient Stirrings. They find Relic. Okay, that's a little obnoxious. Mill the Striker Rich. Main deck Relic. I mean, I know that it's a thing. It's just unfortunate that it happened here on a turn that we could have potentially tried to win. Let's consider. We'll mill the land. Mill the Striker Rich. So this will give us Delirium. And I think we'll mill the Breach. Get in for 6. They sack the Relic. We're going to lose Delirium, but now we have a window. I need to find 1 mana. Desperate Ritual. Mill the Preordain. We want to mill early, so that's actually okay. Mill the Manamorphose. The Desperate Ritual resolves. And now we'll Manamorphose. We need to hit a mana somewhere off of this. We have 2 Surveils and a draw card. So ideally we mill the first 2 and then draw a mana. I'm going to keep Manamorphose because it gives me more looks to guarantee it. Red, Manamorphose. And if I would have... Okay, if I would have just drawn the card, we actually would have hit Ritual, which would have been perfect. But instead, we get to just top and we'll win this way. Cast Pyretic Ritual. A land also could have done it, by the way. We didn't have to draw exactly a Ritual. We have not played a land yet this turn. Okay, so now we can play Underworld Breach. Easy peasy. Let's start off with a Ritual. And there's the Grape Shot. So this game won't be going on much longer. Desperate Ritual again. We can get rid of Preordain, Pact Negation, Manamorphose. Surveil Ritual, Surveil Preordain. Desperate Ritual. And now we can just double bolt them. Surveil away another Grape Shot. Desperate Ritual. Lightning Bolt you. Surveil. Surveil. They're at 11, so Grape Shot is exact lethal here. You could go further, but Tron can't do anything. Come on. Okay. That is game 1 over Tron. As I record this, it is the 3rd most popular deck on MTG Goldfish. Okay. So Lightning Bolt is probably not a card we're super interested in here. We do want Blood Moon. We're also interested in Aria Flame. I think the Thassa's Oracle is good against their rings, so we're interested in those. Echoing Truth seems okay as well. So that's a lot of cards coming in. We don't really need Pact of Negation. Those can be sided out. I think we could probably shave at least one Grape Shot. It just doesn't have a whole lot of utility. And then I think we'll cut 2 copies of Strike It Rich. Let's submit this. Game number 2, we will keep. This hand is a little bit slow for my tastes, but we have some draw steps. We have Echoing Truth for Relic as well. Hers is Mine into Map. Flooded Strand, we'll play that and pass, because it fills the graveyard while thinning out any future Steam Vents that we might draw. And there's Tron. They have it on turn 3. We're in a little bit of danger here. Alright, we searched out our Steam Vents. I'm not going to do anything with it, and I imagine they're passing the turn. I could have waited till their end step. Draw. Channeler. Okay, that's actually kind of good for us. I'm going to just pass, so I could play out the Channeler now, but with 7 mana, they could play Turn Liberated or turn the Great Creator into something, and I'd rather just have the Echoing Truth up now, untap and try to win. There's Tron. What can you do with it? Chromatic Star, okay. They created green. Ancient Stirrings. They have 5 available mana. They find Karn Liberated. 5 mana. Chalice of the Void on 2. Yeah, Echoing Truth doesn't beat that. I misspoke. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Echoing Truth doesn't beat Chalice. I think we're going to concede here. When I built my deck today, I originally had 2 Void Snare, 2 Echoing Truth, and then I swapped because I wanted to make some other changes. So we're actually just kind of cold to Chalice 2. I mean, I technically have Aria, but that hand was never going to come back and win. Alright, let's try that again. Hopefully with a better hand. A little bit sketchy, but we'll keep. I don't need 2 copies of Underworld Breach. There's no Blood Moon, no Channeler. Okay, game 3. We're going to... I mean, I could go get the Island if we're trying to Blood Moon them. Yeah, I think that's probably the right call. Preordain. We have Found Land 2 and a Manamorphose. We'll top both. Play the Bobble. Bobble them. Warping Whale. Okay. So we'll draw the Manamorphose. They've opened up on the basic forest. I don't like that. They find Beseiju, which means that Blood Moon's not going to work, and I have to beat a Beseiju. Preordain. Well, there's the Blood Moon. I mean, I could play the Blood Moon, make them Beseiju it, and then my Breach is live. Is that crazy? Pass the turn. A second basic forest. Soulless Jailer. Okay. A little bit weird. Play the Blood Moon. So I can't cast spells from graveyards or exile. They played the Beseiju. That's interesting. Do you have another Beseiju? The Stonebrain. Okay. Let's Preordain. There's Echoing Truth for the Jailer. We'll bottom the Mire. Keep the Echoing Truth. Pass the turn. Like, Aria Flame beats both of these. Like, we're actually not in a bad spot here. They play the Mine. They're activating the Stonebrain. I'm going to see what they name here. Grape Shot. Well, we have a Thassa's Oracle in our deck, so that doesn't matter. We also have the Aria Flame. So I believe our opponent just gave us a really great opportunity to win this game. On their end step, we will cast Manamorphose. We'll make blue-blue. Let's bounce the Soulless Jailer. Okay, so we don't have a Channeler, but let's start off on Manamorphose. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll draw into one. Red, blue. Another Breach. Did not need. Okay. So we'll play our land. Pyretic Ritual. Play an Underworld Breach. Let's Manamorphose. Red, red. There's our Channeler. Let's go. Let's go. We'll play Bobble. Prevail trigger. There's our Oracle. Okay. Bobble them. They're drawing a Chromatic Star. I think we'll Ritual here. I would love another Channeler. Manamorphose. Actually, I might have messed up. Maybe I was supposed to keep milling. It's too late at this point. Blue-red. Yeah, this wasn't a great line. So I have to pass and then they can play their creature again. I'm going to play a Breach because, I mean, having double Breach in hand doesn't do me any favors. So let's try to get a little Mishra's Bauble equity here. We don't need another Blood Moon. That can go to the graveyard. Do we want Aria Flame? I think we might. We'll Bobble. And now we'll pass. So we're going to draw a couple cards. They're going to replay their Soulless Jailer. This is still a game. They replay the Soulless Jailer. Chromatic Sphere. Okay. So we have Creature, Enchantment, Artifact. Let's play Aria. We will mill Pyretic Ritual, so that will give us instant for Delirium and land. Our opponent's going to go up to 30 life, though. So there's, like I said, a lot of game left to be played. They're at 24. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. They minus Karn. And they grab a Haywire Might. So that's going to be able to kill my Aria. Next turn. Interesting. They're not going to play the Haywire Might here. On their end step, let's Pyretic Ritual to see if I can dig deeper towards something that can win the game here. Well, that something is not... Well, I guess I could keep the Blood Moon. And then make sure that the Haywire Might can't answer Blood Moon. Alright, I'm in for that. Alright, so we're going to go to attacks. I'll send one of these at Karn the Great Piece of Trash, the other at them. They're now at 20 life. We'll play another Blood Moon. I want to keep the Manamorphose. They play the Haywire Might. They can use it to exile the Aria Flame. And that's what they do. They dismember a Channeler. They have another Haywire Might. Okay, so they could have answered Blood Moon if they wanted. We'll go to combat. Attack. They'll fall to 15. Let's Manamorphose. I like Consider. We'll take that. Blue, blue. Consider. Echoing Truth is great. Still great. We'll keep it. Okay, and let's just pass the turn. They have 3 cards in hand. We know one of them is a Warping Whale. Wormcoil. Wow, I don't have to play through Haywire Might on Underworld Breach now. On their end step, we'll bounce the Soulless Jailer. Mill the Underworld Breach. We don't need it. Okay, so I just don't want to mess this up. We'll play the Breach. Surveil a Ritual. Actually, let's play the other Channeler. I'll go to combat. Let's do that. Just make sure that I do everything I can. Alright, and now we'll play the Channeler. Pyretic Ritual. Surveil away some lands. There's 19 cards left in our deck. I think it's actually easier to win with Manamorphose at this point than it is Aria Flame. In my head, I was like, we have to win with Aria, but there's not much left, so let's do it this way. Bin the Consider. I'm down for another channeler. Play the channeler. Manamorphose. Okay. Love it. Preordain. We'll Manamorphose. Milling 3 at a time. So that means that when we play Oracle, we'll have 1 card in our deck, I believe. Oh no, because we're... Hold on. I forgot about the draw card off Morphos. That actually changes it. Strike it rich. Put the strike on top. I'm sorry, the ritual on top. That might have been a dumb move. I didn't need to do that. Manamorphose. We can use Bobble to surveil as well. We're going to make blue on this. I should have been this. I didn't need the ritual. Blue. Fisher's Bobble. So the only card we can lose to here is Endurance, but I don't know if it's worth... Like, I guess I could. Okay. It's free to do. Let's just make sure we don't lose to Endurance. Bobble them. Bobble. Bobble. Play the Bobble. So this is going to leave me with Oracle and 2 other cards, but I can just sacrifice one of these Bobbles in order to create the 3rd card for the Oracle. And now this way we don't lose to Endurance. I mean, if they had Endurance, they would have used it previously in the chain, but you never know what people will do. There's a funny story of way back in the day where Jerry Mee had a Mindbreak trap in hand and decided to try to wait for the tendrils, and by the time that AJ Kerrigan got to the point where he would cast a tendrils, he's just like, just to make sure you're not like trying to do something silly, I'll Burning Wish for Duress first. And sure enough, Jerry Mee had the Mindbreak trap that he could have used on a tendril, that he could have used on an ad nauseum, but instead waited till the end. So I always think of that, and making sure you don't lose to silly things because your opponent might not be as experienced or wants to do something funny. It's just free to do. So that's what we did here, and we are now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, we're on the draw. We've opened up a 3-lander. I'm going to keep it, but it's not ideal. Uh-oh, Watery Grave. Good thing I don't have any good cards in my hand. Keeping the sketchy one panned out. They took my Strike Rich, not my turn 1 play. No! Well, we drew a Bobble. All is right. Probably shouldn't have played the Tarn. That was actually a mistake. I'm going to draw the Lightning Bolt. They could be a Dothy deck, and I don't know, like Heaven Bolt isn't the worst. Full fetch. I mean, it's probably just like a stock Grixis Shadow deck, but we'll see. Another Bobble. That's what I'm into. Is this an End-Step Bowmaster? Steam Vents, okay. It is an End-Step Bowmaster. Let's Bobble them. And I'm going to kill the Orcish Bowmasters, and then thin out another Steam Vents. So they will get an Orc Army token, but them having a 1/1 isn't the end of the world. We draw Grape Shot. Pretty good card against Shadow as well. They consider. We take 1 down to 16. They're just passing. Okay. Active Negation. Not great here, but if we can draw an Underworld Breach, I believe that's lethal. I could have cycled. Maybe I was supposed to cycle Morphos this turn. Try to pray. But if we miss, then we lose all of our Storm Count for the Grape Shot. They surveilled away a Death Shadow. That's interesting. We go to 15. Draw for turn. Preordain. That's a good one. Cast it. Channeler Impact. I don't think I want the Channeler. Like, their deck has a ton of removal in it. And I don't think that this game is actually about that card. Draw another Bobble. I would have missed on finding Breach that turn if I cycled the Morphos. And they're about to draw land number 3. Draw Bolts. I mean, we're pretty close to having lethal now. They go to 11. They play their Shadow. We go to 14. So, hypothetically, let's just do some quick math here. See what our draw step is. Okay, I think we have lethal if we go for it. So let's do that. Desperate Ritual. I mean, if I pack this and then they have another Spell Pierce, I lose. So I'm not going to do that. We'll pass. They bolt themselves. Okay, they're at 8, so they have 6 damage on board. Expressive Iteration, and they tap both their black sources. I'm afraid of a Thoughtseize here. They find Scalding Tarn. They have 4 cards. Okay, I'll take 6. I'm at 8. Should I try to end step bolt them? They would go to 5, and then I could ritual. Like, I only have 4 storm, but I think that they would try to interact. Let's try an end step bolt. See if they'll bite. They don't. Another Morphose. Okay, so let's start on Manamorphose. Maybe it's less scary than a Desperate Ritual. I lose the double 1 mana counter. If I would have packed it last turn, I would have been dead. Do you have a 3rd Spell Pierce? Red. Desperate Ritual. It resolves, so we win. Sweet. Manamorphose. Red. Heretic Ritual. Manamorphose. Red. Bolt you. Shots. Love it. Okay. Well, that was fun. Aria Flame is definitely a card we're interested in. And I think we want the 4th pack. So another thing is, like, do we want to be the Channeler deck versus the deck with Orcish Bowmasters and Lightning Bolt and a ton of other removal? Because you could board it out and just say, hey, I'll try to win the game with Aria or Breach without Bolt, Grapeshot, that sort of stuff, and not make your deck weak to Orcish Bowmasters or Lightning Bolt or anything like that. It's a decision. Alternatively, you could board out Strike It Rich. Looking at recent deck lists, there's they have to leave in removal. There's not enough to board out. So I'm kind of thinking about Channeler here. They have 1 swamp. So we could also try Blood Moon. Alright, I'm sorry, Channeler, but I'm going to try to live without you. We'll board down on Striker Rich as well. There's really not that... So if you're watching this and you're like, well, what about Leyline of Sanctity? They play 4 Thoughtseize and that's it. So I'm not sure if that's really where we want to be. Submit. Mulligan, no lands. Keep and get rid of the Grapeshot. Watery Grave, and they're passing. Blood Moon. Okay, so we have 2 powerful 3-mana enchantments. They consider. Bills a Polluted Delta. I'm not sure what they would tap out for on turn 2 that didn't disrupt me a lot, but we'll see. They fetch with Polluted Delta for Steam Vents. Dreadhorde. So I can resolve either card I want here, assuming that I find a land off of a Consider. Why didn't I get the basic? I don't know what I was thinking. I should have gone the basic island. We'll mill the Ritual, and I did not find the land. Uh-oh. I might have missed the window. Let's see what our draw step has. I missed it. We had a window there. Uh-oh. Not looking good. We had games where we flooded on 14 lands, and now you're seeing the other side. They consider... If they Thoughtseize me, I'm probably going to concede. I don't want them seeing these cards. Expressive Iteration. Okay. They find a Scalding Tarn. They're at 12. Alright. I'm not going to show them my hand. We'll go to game 3. Another thought is, is Pact Negation actually good if I'm just trying to jam a Blood Moon or an Aria? Should I just be on more Striker Riches and less packs? Because, you really only want a pack to protect exactly Underworld Breach. And then, maybe... I don't know if you're allowed to cut a bobble. Maybe 3 strikes. Let's try this. Yes. A little bit awkward, but if they Thoughtseize me, I don't have any of the enchantments in hand. There might be something here. Play a Mire, pass the turn. They play and use a Bloodstained Mire. Sure. They take my Manamorphose. Play a Flooded Strand, pass. Untap Steam Vents. Curse, that's fine. This would be a great time to draw one of those 3-mana enchantments. We'll fetch to Thin. I mean, I'm also fetching to make their hearse bigger, but that's not the goal. But this is our spot, so we should try to capitalize here. Draw. No such luck. Okay, passing the turn. Game 2, we couldn't find land number 2. Game 3, we found 4 of them and nothing else. They Preordain. Play a Delta. We're at 13, so theoretically we could try to build up to like a late game double grape shot, but that's not the best. They exile our Mire, sure. And their upkeep will activate the Bauble. Blusterstorm. That's not ideal. They thought about tapping mana and then decided against it. Interesting. They're going to Bowmaster? Sure. Do I want to bolt here? I don't think I do. I mean, I have double grape shot. I draw another pact. We've drawn both packs. That's kind of annoying. I think I'm supposed to just use my life total as a resource here and pass the turn. Like, I could have grape shotted, but I just don't think it's the right line. They play a shadow. I'm at 16. I take 3 down to 13. 4 cards in hand, one of which is a Flusterstorm. The next turn, they can attack for 6. I don't think I can deal 10 here. So they fetch, they shock, this becomes 6. They crew the Unlicensed Hearse that can exile cards from their own graveyard, so this would be a 5. So that's 11, 12. And that's assuming that they don't have any other damage in their hand. I think the only way I win this is if they have a bad read, so we're going to go for it. They spell Pierce. Oh, Pact. I have to hope that they just hold the Pact for, or the Fluster for a Grape Shot. Is this the Fluster? It is. So I'm dead. I don't think I can win this now. Like, I was thinking if I Grape Shot them for 5, I mean, I'm dead on the crackback from Shadow, but like, I couldn't even upkeep both them. So if I packed my own Pact, that's 1 more. And then I have to hope that they just miss lethal. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I have to hope that for some reason they think that it doesn't matter and they can kill me with my own Pact and that they deal themselves 1. It's really, really unrealistic, but there's a small percentage out there in some universe where it happens. I mean, they had me dead on board, assuming that they had any way to deal themselves at least 1 life. So I had to try for something there. I don't think that was me being too aggressive. It's just like that was the last opportunity I had to win. And instead, we didn't get there. It happens. We're now 2-2 with 1 match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. The 5th and final round, we're on the draw and we've opened up an amazing hand. I will keep. Turn 1, Flooded Strand. Okay. For Temple Garden. Delighted Halfling. Okay. This might be the food combo deck, I'm not sure. It could also just be 4-color Ring. So if I play the turn 1 Channeler, and then draw a land and my Channeler isn't killed, I have a turn 2 win. But I feel like that's like kind of unlikely, so I'm going to just Preordain here, and hope to find land 2 plus Ritual. Well, there's Ritual, so we would have missed on land 2. I'm going to bottom both of these. We just have to find the land. There we go. Alright, so if I draw Ritual, we can go for a turn 2. Red and a green. Okay, this is the 4 or 5 color Omnath ring deck. It's worth noting that our Channeler would have died to the Wrenn if we had played it out. There's 3 Subtleties and 2 Solitudes in this deck, so if we just play out the Channeler, it is not a guaranteed thing to stick. So I wonder if we want to try to find another, or potentially find like a Pact of Negation or something. They return the Flooded Strand using the Wrenn in 6. They're fetching with Flooded Strand. 3 mana, 4 mana, Omnath. Okay, so this is a pretty good window for us to win. They do have Subtlety and Solitude for us to worry about, but this is about as good as it gets, so we're going to try to win on our turn now. We'll fetch using the Flooded Strand, and then cast Consider. I'll take another Channeler. Draw for turn. We draw a Mishra's Bauble, we'll fetch, grab a basic mountain, play the Channeler. Our opponent takes long pauses on everything. Kind of tough to get a read when your opponent's just like Always slow. Play a Bauble. Surveil triggers. Mill the Scalding Tarn. Pyretic Ritual. Mill Grape Shot. Pyretic Ritual. Surveil away the Steam Vents. Let's Manamorphose. Goodbye Preordain. Red, blue. Active Negation, I love it. Okay, we're in really good shape now. Underworld Breach. Let's look at their top card with the Bauble. It's a Plains. We'll cast a Pyretic Ritual. Firm is 7. We Surveil again. And they've waited till now to Solitude. I'll Pact a Negation. Mill the Desperate Ritual. Pact. So this is a turn 3 through Solitude. Let's see Giftstorm do that. Easy peasy. Okay. Firm 11. Surveil a couple times. Pyretic Ritual. We can Manamorphose from here. We have the Grape Shot and Pact a Negation in the graveyard as protection. Blue-red. Firm is 12. Another Underworld Breach. Consider can go to the graveyard. And the Scalding Tarn. Red, red. Pyretic Ritual. That's from 14. Mill another Grape Shot and a Bolt. From 15, all at them. Mill a Manamorphose. Triggers. We'll put the Grape Shot to the graveyard and then the last copy of Grape Shot. And that is game number 1. Sweet. Alright, so if they're the rain deck, we likely want the Oracle. I wonder if we want Blood Moon as well. Probably want the Pact a Negation. This is what this deck looks like. So there's Delighted Halfling, Orcish Bowmasters, Solitude, Subtleties, Wrenn and 6, 3 Teferis for a Pact of Negation. They do have Leyline Binding, which Blood Moon shuts off. In the sideboard, they have Unmourned Ego, Dovin's Veto, Endurance, Veil of Summer, Chalice, Beseiju. So they're a highly interactive deck. And now I'm wondering if, like, there's all these Chalice of the Voids. 3 Echoing Truth is probably wrong. You likely have to swap it because you can't beat a Chalice on 2. So this was a deck building error on my part. We'll take out Strike It Rich. We don't need those in this matchup. That's 61. Board out 1 Bolt. Let's try this. This hand is good. Keep. They've taken a mulligan. Misty Rainforest. They grab a basic. So they are playing around the Blood Moon. We draw an Underworld Breach, which is a good one. I am not going to fetch a basic here. I don't want to tip our opponent off about the Blood Moon in her hand. And if I miss on lands here, I want to be able to cast my Channeler. So we'll bottom the other Blood Moon. We'll keep the second Steam Vents. Pass the turn. And if I can draw a Lightning Bolt, we can kill that Delighted Halfling later. Another fetch land. They're all basics. They're playing around it heavily. There's Teferi Time Raveler. They have 3 cards in hand. They plus Teferi. That's interesting. Play Channeler. Play Channeler. Pass the turn. They have 4 cards. They plus Teferi again. Interesting. You have 3 cards in your hand. Ritual. We cannot respond due to Teferi, so if I find a Pact of Negation, it does not help us. We'll bin the Underworld Breach. Goodbye Oracle. Another Ritual. Do I keep this? I don't think so. Mill the Considers. Is it Endurance? I'm trying to figure out what they're protecting in their hand. Oh, is Dovin's Veto? Not Dovin's Veto, so it is Endurance. Then Preordain. So I want the Ritual on top, so I would Manamorphose into the Ritual. Don't think that's good. Underworld Breach. This is probably the Endurance. Yep. So, I mean, we could still theoretically win this turn. It's not out of the question. And now we Manamorphose. We need a good draw off the Manamorphose in order to win. Surveil away Preordain. Goodbye Bolt. We will add blue and red. Land wasn't the worst. I'm going to hold it though, because if I draw a fetch land, that's another card to the graveyard. We will put the Scalding Tarn to the graveyard. We don't need another Underworld Breach. Now Consider itself. Love a Manamorphose. It's perfect. Firm is 6. Let's escape, just in case they happen to have another Endurance. We'll get rid of Preordain. Storm is 7, they're at 15. So we need to get pretty lucky here, I think. Red, blue. Grape Shot. Holy moly. Are we doing it? We need to find a ritual now. Surveil away the Scalding Tarn and the Bauble. Come on, ritual. Pretty please. Another Channeler. Alright, we're going to get rid of the Lightning Bolt here. This will be Storm 9. Get rid of the Pact. And Bauble. Red. Land. Alright, Manamorphose. This will be Storm 10. Get rid of Bauble. I mean, I think we're there. Mill Grape Shot. Red. Manamorphose. This is Storm 11. Leave a Bauble. We don't need a Grape Shot in the graveyard. I'd rather have the option to Bauble if I need it. Alright, Manamorphose. Red. Another land. Running lands at this point is not good. So we'll Manamorphose. We're only a few Storm away. And I can't Pact to Negation my own spells once again. Our opponent has a Teferi in play. Surveil away the Scalding Tarn. And the Blood Moon. Manamorphose. Red. There we go. That's the game. Surveil away the Channeler. Desperate Ritual. Play another Channeler. Manamorphose. At this point, we just need to play enough spells so that we don't lose to Solitude. So this is a turn 3 through Teferi and Endurance, which is kind of wild. Red. Another Ritual. From 16. Okay. We'll Ritual again. And that means that I could double Grape Shot. From 17. Endurance was not enough, and we didn't even need the Pact. That's crazy. Alright, first Grape Shot, assuming that we need any additional ones. Surveiling. Target them. Alright, so by the looks of it, we have finished this league 3-2. I was pretty happy with the deck today. Spirits is an insanely difficult matchup, and I don't think that's a matchup you should expect to be winning. The other loss was against Death Shadow, a highly interactive deck. We beat everything else. So moving forward, I actually really liked the main deck. You could argue that you want the Thassa's Oracle over the third Grape Shot. I had that in a practice league earlier today. I didn't record it, I swear. This is the first time I recorded the deck. But the Oracle, the main deck, was just worse than Grape Shot when you have 4 Lightning Bolts, because there's games where you don't have Dragon's Rage Channeler, and you're like, okay, end step, I'll double bolt you, I'll breach the hard way, and then build up just enough Storm for Grape Shot. Winning with Thassa's Oracle takes a lot. So you could put it in the main deck, but I'm not a big fan. You could also try like running the card Wish, but Wish is super clunky and requires a ton of sideboard space. So I'm not a huge fan of that card in the format. So I wouldn't play the card Wish. I loved the main deck, I really did. Despite my flooding on 14 lands, sometimes awkward variance does happen. I thought the sideboard was decent. I think Echoing Truth needs to change. So you need something in order to beat Chalice of the Void on 2. You could try Void Snare, Repeal. You could play an Otawara, but Otawara is kind of awkward. It's just so much mana in your 14 land deck. So I'm not a big fan of Otawara personally, but I'd probably try something else over the Echoing Truths. You could also try Filter Out, but that's 3 mana, and it doesn't answer creatures like Dauthi Voidwalker. So Void Snare is probably the card. You could also try Repeal, like I mentioned, but it's probably Void Snare. I'd try a split. Earlier today, I had a 2-2 split, but then I put the Oracle in the sideboard, and I was like, it feels kind of silly running 1 Void Snare, so I made it triple Echoing. But enough of me ranting. The deck list was sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and as always, keep storming. Hey you, yeah you, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, and if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation-decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier, it's totally worth it, I promise, and see ya, thanks for watching.